Hello and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. This one is going to be a long one. In this video, I am going to get a load of my kids' laundry done. I'm also going to get my bed sheets washed and dried, put away and wash some dishes, clean the living room, which doubles as our toy/playroom. That includes vacuuming the couches and sweeping and Swiffering. Lastly, I am going to get that night's dinner marinated. So if you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. In my last video, I did mention I got to clean out a little bit of my son's closet. I was able to find some long sleeve shirts for him to get him through the season, but he was in need of more pants. So I ordered him 3 pairs from Old Navy because he already had 2 others at home. And so I thought 5 would be enough, but I think I need to get him a couple more because he seems to run out very quickly, and I don't like putting his pants or any of his clothes in the dryer if I don't have to. If I have time, I do prefer to hang them. So I do need a good 2 to 3 days to get him a clean washed pair. He just got into the size, and especially if they're new, I don't want to dry them right away and risk any chance of shrinking them because shrinking them would not be good. So I feel like we're getting through the week, but then the weekend starts to creep up and he needs some pants for the weekend with all this cold weather we've been having. So I will have to buy him a couple more. And yes, that means more laundry. I do batch film, and my voiceovers can sometimes be out of whack and out of date if you're watching on the date that I post. For instance, as I do this voiceover, we still have not even got to Christmas yet, but I still wanted to post this content because, like I said, I do batch film, so I have a lot of content that needs to get posted, and so therefore I can keep recording and keep it moving. So Christmas, I have still not finished my Christmas shopping, which, I don't know, I'm 50-50 about it. I'm not stressed, but then some days I do get stressed. I do have a day off coming up, so I know on that day I do need to knock out at least my kids' stocking stuffers because I do love doing stocking stuffers here, but my kids, they have a big age gap. I literally have a teenager and then I have a small child. And so I need to figure out what to do. Obviously, with the small child, I know stuff and little trinkets from Dollar Tree will work. But at the same time, I need to make sure that it's stuff that he will use. And I know it's going to be cheap. It's going to break, whatever. But, I want to try to find him stuff that he'll actually use, a new box of crayons, a coloring book. I just have to see what they have. And then for my teenager, obviously it needs to be something geared more towards his age. Like for him, I was litterally thinking of getting him, like a gift card or 2, not with too much money in it, but just, literally like stocking stuffer size, like what, $5-10, maybe like a couple fast food ones. I don't know. We shall see. I don't even remember washing my bed sheets on this day, but I am glad to see that I'm doing better about washing them because it just feels good to get in a nice, clean pair of sheets at the end of the day. I feel like it is the least I can do if I'm not able to wipe down my nightstands and vacuum my room every day. So I at least feel good about myself with cleaning something in my room. It's so funny because it's been so cold here, and then by the time after dinner comes and we're just ready for bed, I just get in this mindset of, oh my God, I can't wait to get in my bed under a blanket. But honestly, I still just use the sheet and the comforter that I have. And I always tell myself that I'm going to put a blanket under the sheet. That way I can use my blanket, sheet, and then comforter. But we actually end up turning the heater on like at the end of the day around 5 or 6 p.m. And then by that time, the house is just warm and it just feels normal. And I actually don't need another blanket. So we have lately, well, here's what I've been doing because I'm the one that's home all day. So for the first couple days, the heater was on, it was running all day, but then I kind of put two and two together. I'm like, let me just turn the heat off during the day because sometimes it does get a little warm and stuffy because I do have on a sweater or a hoodie, and since I'm the only one in the house, it's all good. And so I turn it off, but then I try to remember to turn it on by the time everybody gets home because, you know, they're out and about and, well, not out and about, but, you know, my kids are coming home from school, Michael from work, from the cold, and so I want them to come into a nice warm house. At the same time, hopefully it can save us some money on our electricity bill. To wash my sheets, I just use the regular laundry detergent we have in the Downy Unstoppables scent beads. I don't use any liquid fabric softener. I will use dryer sheets though when it's time to put them in the dryer, and then that's it. That's all that I do. During COVID time, I was buying that Lysol sanitizer. I don't even know if it was like a detergent, but it was a liquid, so we were sanitizing everything. I want to say like halfway through COVID because I didn't even know about that stuff until COVID came around. I don't even know if it existed before COVID, but that's when I was buying it. Up until maybe a couple of years ago, I stopped buying it. And then also maybe it was a time when the kids were not in school, like maybe it was during the summer or winter break, and I just stopped buying it because that was one of the reasons I continued to use it when they even went back to school because, well, when my oldest went back to school, because, you know, obviously they're wearing their clothes to school and then they're around the kids. And as we all know, if we have kids that go to school, they come back with many of things to the house to gift us with. But maybe I do need to start using that sanitizer again. am just unloading the dishwasher so that way I can get some dishes washed and put them into the dishwasher to use as my drying rack. I am also going to get the air fryer basket washed, and oh my god, recently this has been so hard to keep up with, and it's one of the least favorite things that I like to wash. I mean, do I have a favorite thing that I like to wash? A favorite dish? I don't know. But I know I don't like washing the air fryer basket, so I've been meaning to buy a pack of air fryer liners to test them out and see how I like it, just because it's just becoming too much to be able, well, to have to wash that, every other day. So I've been trying to remember to buy those when I go to the store. I try to run my dishwasher once a week, but sometimes it just does not happen and it slips my mind. And I'm so used to just hand washing dishes because I will be honest with you, I love those days where I run the dishwasher because literally you just load it, put your dishwashing liquid in, well, for the dishwasher, and start it and just let it go. And I love the break that it does give me. And I remember being little, that is all we used. I remember like that was mine and my brother's chore. We would have to load the dishwasher every night, close it, start it, and just let it go overnight. But for some reason now I'm just in the habit of washing these dishes. On another note, it is so weird seeing that pumpkin and then the pumpkins on my little towels on the stove, and with it not being November or fall anymore, it is so weird. And honestly, I don't even know if you'll get any footage of my Christmas stuff up because I haven't been doing good about recording lately, just because I think I did so much batch recording and now I'm just trying to get through it and edit it and post it. Here, I'm just getting everything out to help me pre-prepare for dinner because later I do plan to marinate that night's dinner. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the bowl out, the seasonings out, and the plastic wrap. I think with anything, being prepared plays a big role in helping you be successful later. And I'm sorry, but in this household, I mean, anything helps, just because at times it can feel like everything is just nonstop and everything is just go, go, go. So anything I can do to help my future self. All right, now into the living room. First, I am getting everything off of the wood floor so I can sweep first and then Swiffer. Yes, Swiffer. I'm not mopping today. I'm just going to give it a little Swiffer. A basic rule of cleaning is not to mop if you have not swept that area, because you will just then be swirling around the dirt that is already on the floor, making the floor more dirty, and it will be just a waste of time to mop a dirty floor. I know a lot of people know that, but some people don't. It can be common sense to some, but for those that don't know, that is why you have to sweep first. And I know you will see my bare Christmas tree here, but this was when I first got it out to at least get that step done, because with that, I needed to rearrange the toy kitchen and some other toys that were in that corner. So I wanted to at least set the living room for how it will be set for the next month. My little one got a hold of the handheld vacuum and was somehow able to detach the dust catcher and all of the crap that was in there, and it ended up on the floor. So here is your sign now to go clean that out if you've got little kids, and if you keep your handheld within arm's reach of your little kids. So yeah, go empty that out before it ends up on your floor. So I had to get that swept up. Sometimes you just gotta pick your battles, and this was one that I did not want to pick. So I did let him play with it, and I didn't care because he seemed to think that he was helping me clean by vacuuming, and honestly, it kept him content for a little bit. And I mean, if he's not banging the thing against the wall or the floor, then I am okay with it. This was a cute little Thanksgiving craft. I've had them for years. I bought them when my oldest was little, but the only thing with these things is a lot come in a pack, so I had a lot left over, so I've just kept them throughout the years. So it's the little turkey, and so what you do is you just put glue on the feathers, and then it came with a bag of feathers, and then you just have your little one take whatever feather they want and stick it on the glue, and then it ends up on the turkey, and it ends up being the turkey's feathers. And then they can even color the turkey if they want as well. Little activities like these come in handy when I need him to take a screen break, but then I also love that they are geared towards the holiday. Last year, we put the Christmas tree in this corner here. This year, that was not going to work because then I'd have to figure out where to put the love seat. The only other spot is in front of this window, and we've had it like that before, but then the toy kitchen and the books would not have fit. So I just decided to kind of flip it and put the Christmas tree over in the corner where the love seat would have been, well, on that side. I always have a hard time arranging this living room. I mean, it's not huge, but it is very large. And I'm starting to think that maybe the couches we have are too big. I don't know. Of course, I know it's all the toys too. That doesn't help. But we spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So having the toys right here in the living room helps me to keep an eye on my son when I need to get stuff done in the kitchen or in the living room or just the general area of the house. And about our couches, we've had them before we moved into here. So we didn't buy couches for this house. And they fit perfectly in the last house we were in, which was a rental. But I did start reading stuff online when I was trying to figure out how to arrange the living room. And they were saying that the size of couches that you do have does matter. And honestly, it does make sense. Because back then when we bought these couches brand new, I just thought couches were just, a universal size. But that's kind of a stupid thing to think because all houses and living rooms are not the same size. Duh, Jessica. But now that I know that, it does make sense. Bought this little white and blue mat when my youngest was a baby. Instead of a playpen, we bought a play yard. It is about double the size of a playpen, and there's more space for him to actually crawl around and play. And when we were setting it up in the living room, we noticed there was no cushion on the bottom of it. So he was just kind of on the hard floor. Of course, it had the bottom layer of the product, but it wasn't cushiony at all. So I had to get this, and I've just decided to keep it until he really ages out of it because, as you can see, we are still getting use out of it. Now that the floors have dried, I am just putting everything back where it belongs. So this will clear up the rug, and then I can get the couches and rug vacuumed. I know it is just toys galore. I would love to do a clean out before Christmas time, but I am so scared that I will end up throwing every single thing away. That is just how I feel sometimes, and these toys might catch me on the wrong day. And then I'm sure my kids will come home and not feel so thrilled about it. So I will just hold off on that. are not even all the toys that we have. We have accumulated a lot over the years. And of course, toys that have broken, I do really good about throwing them away. But any that are still in good condition and that still have all the pieces together, I do keep them. I have a hall closet that has a basket full, and then there are a few more in an upstairs room that I would use as a toy room. But like I said, it sounds like a good idea, but at times I am just so busy in the general areas of the house that are not near that room. And so it would not make sense to me to not be able to keep an eye on my kid while he's playing. And I mean, I guess in this world of technology, I can put a camera up there and monitor him that way, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. It is so weird to me how much stuff accumulates under these cushions and even the actual sofa, but we'll save that for another day. I should have done that today, but I think this was already taking too long and I was probably getting tired already. I found pieces to the light bright, a battery. I really don't understand how crumbs accumulate under here because my youngest does eat in the living room, but not on the couch. He will sit in one of these chairs he has, either that Spider-Man one or the Toy Story one. And if he spills food, it ends up on one of those tables or on the rug, and I'm able to see it and pick it up. So it's just weird how stuff ends up under here, but I know it happens to everyone, and I guess, I don't know, I just don't catch when he snacks on the couch, but I mean, this is one of the reasons why we have that rule, because can you imagine if we did allow everybody willy-nilly eat on the couch, eat in your rooms, eat in your bed? Can you imagine how the rooms would be and our beds would be? Oh my God, no ma'am, nope, mm-mm. Now I am just putting the pillows back on the sofa and gonna spray some Odoban. I will go between this and Febreze fabric. It is always so nice to clean an area and have it smell good right after. I do need to buy some more actual Febreze spray though. Not the fabric one, but the air freshener. I used to buy those Glade sprays, and we have one that we need to finish, but it just does not smell good to me anymore, so I think I will stick to the Febreze. I'm also going to get this ottoman out of the way so I can vacuum this rug. have mentioned this before in another video, but I'll mention it again. This rug needs to be raked really bad. The only places it is still fluffy and soft are the areas that do not get used and that are not high traffic, like a couple of the corners, and they're real nice and fluffy still, but for the most part, I feel like the whole rug has just flattened, and I don't even know if a carpet rake would help, but it is worth a shot. The least I can do now is put the vacuum brush to its lowest setting, which is either 1 or hardwood, and try to rake it that way for now. It is cheaper than buying a new rug, which is what I want to do, but these larger rugs are pretty pricey, and you throw in my indecisiveness about the style and color, and it is just a recipe for disaster. This one, we found it at home, and I want to say it was upwards, it was $300 something. And so, yeah, by buying a new one, I know it's going to be around that price or even more now, just because everything in general is just more expensive nowadays. Now that I'm seeing this footage, I should have wiped these tables down first and then swept and Swiffered, kind of like how I do in the kitchen. Wipe the counters first, then sweep, so that way anything that comes off the counters can be swept up, but it's okay. I will just remember that for next time. These tables are pretty cool though. They have outlets in them. The only trick is you have to plug in the table for the outlet to work. Who would have thought? But it is actually still convenient because some of our phone chargers are not long enough to plug into the wall. So we just plug in the table and then plug in the phone charger to the outlet on the table, and then it is all good. This was a good selling point for me because I love those lamps at hotels that have the outlets in them, that they're right next to the bed and you just plug it in right there and you just have your phone there because, you know, everything is in our phones, our alarms, like just everything. I know it's kind of sad, but it's convenient just having it right there. So I was kind of looking for something like that. I also want to try to find this type of lamp for my bedroom as well, the one with the outlet in it, but we shall see if I can find one that I actually like. This must have been a morning that I did not have time to make the bed before I left for school drop-off. I usually like to get this done before leaving, but sometimes it just does not pan out that way. Breakfast and getting the kids ready takes priority over the cleanliness and organization because I can get all of this done at a later time. I know I'm not the only one who feels like a hot mess in the morning and you're just literally trying to get out the door, but I gotta hand it to the people who portray online that their mornings go so perfectly and smooth. If it is true, kudos to you, but I am not a morning person by any means. I have to push myself to get up, but honestly, once I am up with my face washed, my teeth brushed, I'm good to go. But at the end of the day, I am super tired just from waking up that early. I always try my best to clean the kitchen or wash the dishes before handling any food or cooking. When you cook, you are bound to make a mess, and if there is already a mess, then it will just be a mess overload, and I do not like that. There are times we do forget to unload the dishwasher, and then lunchtime comes around, and then those dishes from lunch end up stacking up on the dry ones, and it just becomes a cluster of dishes when it was avoidable in the first place. And then you can't unload the dishes that were dry because now they're wet again. But even if I'm not the one cooking, like even if Michael's gonna cook, I like to give him that courtesy. Well, when I can and when I can remember to, just kind of give the kitchen a nice wipe down, make sure the sink is empty. That way he has space and room to do his thing. I have off tomorrow and I still need to figure out what I need to do. I usually take off when my kids are off of school. That way we can just spend the day together, go eat lunch, go window shop, go do something together. But this day I decided to take off when they're not because I never do that. And I'm doing this voiceover before Christmas, so I still have a lot to do Christmas shopping wise. So I do need to come up with a game plan. I was seriously debating whether or not just to go get a massage and veg out all day or go get some shopping done. I know I can do both, but the couple of times I have gotten massages in my life, afterwards, I just want to relax and not do anything. So I'm worried if I do get a massage or do a treat yourself day, then nothing else is going to get done. To be honest with you, I probably will just end up doing the shopping and getting stuff done because I just feel so guilty whenever I do something for myself and then all these other things get left undone. So that's probably going to be the route I'm going to go, but I do need to make a game plan of where I need to go and make a list of what I need to buy. handling chicken, I like to go in with some straight up Lysol spray to sanitize everything. If not, I do use those sanitizing wipes because food poisoning and salmonella infections are no joke. I just think those have just got to be the worst. A couple of weeks ago, I had a weird bout of feeling nauseous and my stomach was cramping very bad. I just knew it was a stomach bug coming on or something. And it was around the time stuff was going around. So I was ready to hunker down for a day or two with my water and Gatorade. Mike ended up bringing home some saltines and ginger ale, so I ate that for the rest of the day and night, and I was good the next morning. It was so weird that it only lasted a few hours, but I was so sure I was about to be down for the count for a few days. I'm glad it was only a few hours because who has time to be sick anytime, but let alone during the holiday time. But yeah, it was crazy. My stomach was cramping so bad. I was just literally on the bed because I just had no energy to be up and about doing stuff. It was hurting that bad. I know. If you've seen any of my other videos, I always seem to make this recipe all the time on camera. I am sorry, but it is just such an easy weeknight meal and my son loves it. And it's something that if we forgot to plan a meal for him that day, it's something I can easily just run to the store, get it, and he's good to go for that night and maybe even the next night with leftovers. Because usually Mike and I, we will meal prep for ourselves. And the only reason we don't do it for our son is because sometimes he does not eat what we meal prep because we try to gear more towards the healthy side of things, and sometimes that just can be boring to a teenager. But then sometimes he's just not up for trying new things, and we are okay with that as long as he's eating a protein with a starch and a vegetable. It is all good. But anyways, you just marinate the chicken wings for a couple hours and then air fry them for 10 minutes on each side, so total 20 minutes at 400. And you just serve it with some jasmine rice and your vegetable of choice. We do broccoli or spinach most of the time. And then we'll make a honey soy sauce glaze. And also we do buy the 25-pound bag of rice at the Asian supermarket, and it lasts our household a long time. And with that, rice is usually a part of our everyday meals. We will even sometimes eat it for breakfast with eggs and soy sauce. Don't get me wrong, we do get burnt out of rice sometimes, and we will take a day or two off from it, but it helps with meal planning, just having that big bag in the house. It's definitely a lifesaver. here are the finished shots of the living room. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean and get it all done. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Happy 2026. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time.